as well. We learnt about respiration in organisms in last chapter. Now we are going to study about transportation in animals and plants. We already know that the digestive system digests the food required for our growth and energy. Also, lungs take in oxygen, which is also required for our body. What if oxygen and food then reach the other parts of the body? All the organs and cells need oxygen and food, so our body requires transport system to deliver this to all the organs, ultimately to all the cells. Not just for this, respiration and many other activities occur in the cells produce harmful substances like carbon dioxide. What if these harmful substances stays in our body? Obviously, it could be very harmful to our body. So again, transport system is required to take these harmful substances out of our body. We must have great transport system to deliver oxygen and food to all the cells and also collect generated waste from there. And yes, it is the blood which is transport these substances. It also carries oxygen from lungs to the cells of the body. It also transports waste for the removal from the body. And who carries the blood? In our body, the blood is a fluid which flows in the blood vessels. So, what is blood? When you get a cut in your hand, it is the blood which flows out and it just look like red water or red fluid. You know, blood is composed of fluid called as plasma, in which different types of cells are suspended. But how can it carry various substances? Let us understand. Plasma is a colorless fluid. If plasma is straw colored or colorless fluid, then how is the blood red? It is because of one type of cells, the red blood cells or WBCs in short. These are red blood cells or RBCs in short, which contain red pigment called as hemoglobin, which is the reason for red color in the blood. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to all the parts of our body and ultimately all the cells. Now, you have also heard that our body can fight against microbes. Who or what fight against these microbes? WBCs or white blood cells. These white blood cells just eat the germs and a few WBCs releases chemicals which is the harmful for bacteria and viruses. So we can say WBCs are like soldiers in our body. We get a cut flows out of the body and after some time the bleeding stops. A dark red clot had plugged the cut. How? It is because a kind of blood cells which are called as platelets. These are colorless with irregular shape, even smaller than RBCs. We know for good transport, good roads are required. So, road for transport in our body is the blood vessels. The blood vessels through these pipe-like vessels. The vessels which carry blood away from the heart are called as arteries. Here you can see the arteries which are red in color. They carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all parts of the body. Since the blood flow is rapid and at a high pressure, so the arteries have thick elastic wall. The vessels which carry blood to the heart are called as veins. Here you can see the veins which are in blue color. They carry oxygen rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. So they have thin walls. There are walls present in veins which allow blood to flow away only towards the heart. Now, how do cells get oxygen and food? The arteries get divided into smaller thin walled vessels called as capillaries. The walls of capillaries are so thin that the gas and chemicals etc. can diffuse into the cell, and also the gas and chemicals can enter to the blood. Thus the capillaries form web-like network to reach the maximum cells. Here you can see the blood capillaries, which these are the blood capillaries which take deoxygenated blood, means which is having great proportion of carbon dioxide. They carry the deoxygenated blood in the heart, and from heart it is again transported to the lungs. In lungs oxygen get mixed in this blood, and from lungs again it is sent to the heart through pulmonary vein, and from heart again it is delivered to other body parts through the capillaries. Now there is an activity to study the flow of blood through the arteries. Here for the activity, place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movements? These throbbing movements is called as the pulse, and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. You have to count the number of pulse beats in 1 minute. The number of beats per minute is called as the pulse rate. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats per minute. Learn about an important part of our body, that is heart. Heart is a muscular organ located slightly to the left of the middle in the chest cavity. It is the size of human fist. It is responsible for pumping blood to different parts of our body. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. The 2 chambers at the top are known as the left atrium and the right atrium. Here you can see on the screen. And the 2 chambers at the bottom are known as left ventricle and right ventricle. There is a partition between the chambers which helps to avoid mixing of blood rich in carbon dioxide and with the blood rich in oxygen. The right side of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood which is received from the other part of the body into the lungs for purification, and the left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood which is denoted by red color, which is received from the lungs to rest of the body. The heart pumps blood through a rhythmic pattern of relaxation and contraction, and when the heart relaxes, the heart is filled with blood. When it contracts, the blood is pumped out of the heart. One rhythmic relaxation and contraction of the heart is known as a heartbeat. The number of heartbeats per minute is known as the heart rate. The human heart beats about 70 to 80 times per minute in a healthy adult. A doctor uses a stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. Doctors can get clues about the condition of your heart by listening through a stethoscope. There is a relationship between heartbeat and pulse rate. Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. The rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintains circulation of blood and transport of substances to the different parts of the body.